Hey everyone, welcome back. We have a huge winter storm developing, and it's going to bring a mix of dangerous weather conditions across a large portion of the United States. This system is packing heavy snow, ice, flash flooding, and severe thunderstorms. And I've got all the details you need to stay ahead of it. I'll be walking you through everything step by step, breaking down the timing, impacts, and the latest updates so you can prepare accordingly. Before we get started, if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you never miss an important weather update. So if you haven't yet, now's the perfect time. Also, if you find this forecast helpful, be sure to hit the like button and share this video with family, friends, and on social media so more people can stay informed about what's coming. Now let's dive into the forecast. The coldest air is currently sitting over southwest Canada and the northern plains, pushing southward into the Dakotas, Minnesota, and Nebraska. Temperatures in these areas are already dropping into the single digits or below zero with wind chills, making it feel even colder, as low as 15 Def in some spots. Anyone heading outside in these regions will need to layer up to stay warm. Meanwhile, the western states, including Montana, Wyoming, and Idaho, are also experiencing freezing temperatures, while further south, places like Phoenix are still holding on to milder 70-degree weather. Over in the east, the most frigid air is locked in over New England, particularly Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, and upstate New York, where afternoon highs are struggling to get out of the teens. The Ohio Valley and Mid-Atlantic are slightly warmer with 30s and 40s, but the real contrast is near the Gulf Coast, where temperatures are soaring into the 70s, 80s, and even low 90s in parts of Florida. This stark difference in temperatures is setting the stage for an intense storm system. As this developing low-pressure system moves across Arkansas, it will strengthen rapidly, dropping to 993 M by tonight as it reaches Kentucky. By Sunday afternoon, it will intensify even more over western New York, bottoming out at 972B. So a strengthening storm like this typically brings a variety of high-impact weather threats, including heavy snow, dangerous ice accumulations, flash flooding, and severe thunderstorms. The warm side of the storm will be particularly active with a significant severe weather outbreak expected. Right now, an enhanced risk level 3 out of 5 has been issued for a large region stretching from western Tennessee and southeastern Arkansas down through Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, and even into the Florida Panhandle. However, the severe weather potential extends even further north into Kentucky, west into Texas, and east into Georgia. Among the biggest threats will be damaging winds with gusts reaching 60 to 75 EM, especially across parts of Mississippi, Alabama, where there's a 45 risk of destructive winds. The tornado threat is also concerning, with a 10 chance of tornadoes, some of which could be strong out to F5. The highest risk for these more intense tornadoes will be in areas like southeast Arkansas, northeast Louisiana, Mississippi, and southwest Tennessee, with the added danger that some of these tornadoes may occur at night, making them even more difficult to see and react to in time. Another major concern is flash flooding, particularly from Kentucky down through northwest Tennessee and northeast Arkansas. This system is expected to dump 1 to 2 inches of rain per hour, with storms repeatedly passing over the same areas, creating a significant risk for flooding. A high-risk flood alert has already been issued, which is rare. So if you're in one of these zones, make sure you're ready to move to higher ground if needed. As we move into the evening, a dangerous squall line is expected to form, bringing widespread damaging winds, tornadoes, and even some hail. This line of storms will push eastward, impacting Nashville, Huntsville, Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, Mobile, Hattiesburg, Gulfport, and New Orleans by midnight before continuing through Atlanta, Knoxville, Asheville, Montgomery, Panama City early Sunday morning. Even after the main squall line moves out, storms will remain active throughout the Carolinas, Virginia, Georgia, and Florida during the day on Sunday. On the cold side of the storm, heavy snow and significant ice will cause major travel disruptions. The heaviest snowfall is expected in northern Pennsylvania, western New York, and parts of Ontario and Quebec, with up to 20 inches of accumulation in some areas. Meanwhile, an ice storm is also shaping up with a heck and a 4 of ice accumulation possible across New York, Pennsylvania, Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Connecticut. Even areas as far west as Ohio, Michigan, Indiana, and Illinois could see a light glaze of ice, making roads slick and dangerous. Beyond this storm, another Arctic blast is on the way early next week, bringing some of the coldest temperatures of the season. A deep dip in the jet stream will allow bitterly cold air to spill down from Hudson Bay, sending temperatures plummeting across the northern and central U.S. Many areas will be 20 to 40 degrees below normal, with morning lows plunging to 20 def or colder in some spots. Even Dallas, Fort Worth, Little Rock, and Oklahoma City could experience wind chills as low as 20 def. This cold outbreak could also set the stage for another winter storm midweek, bringing snow and ice to parts of the Central Plains, Midwest, and Northeast. While it's still too early to predict the exact impact, there's a chance the system could develop into a major nor'easter, bringing a blizzard to the I-95 corridor. However, it could also shift in a way that results in much lower snow totals. We'll need to watch how the models evolve over the next few days. Right now, potent trough is forming over the Central Plains, pulling in a ton of moisture from the Gulf of Mexico. This moisture is fueling the storm system, and we're already seeing rain across parts of the lower Mississippi Valley and the Ohio Valley. While we're definitely looking at severe weather today, we're also seeing a major flooding threat starting to develop in places like Kentucky, Tennessee, and Arkansas, where heavy rain will fall over the next 12 hours. Some areas are expected to pick up several inches of rain, leading to flash flooding. So if you're in these regions, make sure you stay alert and avoid traveling through flooded areas. The Southeast is quiet today, and the West Coast is getting a break after the big atmospheric river event that just took place. But now the focus shifts to the storm system forming in the Great Plains, which will bring heavy disruptions as it tracks eastward. The Storm Prediction Center has increased the risk for severe weather today, extending the enhanced risk to include parts of Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi, and western Alabama, with a small section of the Florida Panhandle also under threat. There's a marginal risk extending up into Kentucky, Georgia, and Texas, meaning severe storms are possible there as well. The biggest concern today is damaging winds, as we're expecting a fast-moving line of thunderstorms to move through the region, bringing the potential for widespread wind damage. You should be securing anything that could be blown away, like outdoor furniture or trampolines. The hail threat is lower, but there could be some larger hail in the spots where storms first develop, mainly in Arkansas, western Mississippi, and northern Louisiana. We also have a significant tornado risk today with a 10-hatched area that has now expanded south to include southern Alabama and Mississippi, which were not originally included in the higher tornado risk zones. This area also stretches through Memphis, Tennessee, and parts of Louisiana and Arkansas. So if you're in the green, brown, or yellow zones, be prepared for possible tornadoes today, which could be embedded within the main line of storms or form from individual supercells ahead of the line. If any supercells do develop, we could see some strong long-track tornadoes. Today's environment is favorable for tornadoes, and we'll need to keep a close eye on the situation as the storms unfold. The main line of storm will track eastward throughout the day, with the strongest storms expected to hit Kentucky, Tennessee, Mississippi, and Alabama by late afternoon and evening. The tornado risk will continue to increase as we head into the evening, especially for the Gulf Coast. As the storm moves east, we're also looking at a major snowstorm developing, with heavy snow expected in Michigan, Ohio, and the Northeast. Tonight, freezing rain and sleet will affect a small area from eastern Missouri to Long Island. Tomorrow morning, the heaviest snow will be found in eastern Michigan, Ohio, and northern Kentucky, where we could see up to 12 inches of snow. This snow will continue across northern New England. And as the storm weakens, lake effect snow will kick in the Ohio Valley and New England. If you're traveling, expect hazardous road conditions and delays, especially in the Midwest and Northeast. The snow will start to taper off by early Monday. In addition to snow, we're also tracking a significant flooding risk, particularly in areas like western Kentucky and northern Tennessee, where heavy rainfall is expected. Some areas could see up to 8 inches of rain. So be extra careful if you're traveling in flood-prone areas. If you live in a low-lying area, make sure you're prepared to move to higher ground if flooding becomes an issue. Beyond this storm, we're also tracking an Arctic blast that will bring some of the coldest temperatures we've seen in years, especially across the Great Plains from Tuesday to Thursday. Temperatures could be 40 to 50 degrees below average, and the cold will spread eastward as we head into next weekend. We're also expecting another winter storm to develop midweek, which could bring heavy snow to the mid-Atlantic Northeast, with a possible nor'easter hitting by Friday, bringing blizzard conditions to parts of New England. Today, though, we're focusing on this severe weather event. If you're in the affected areas, make sure you have multiple ways to get alerts and stay informed throughout the day. Be safe, and we'll be covering this live as it unfolds. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon to stay up to date on the latest updates. Stay safe, everyone, and I'll see you soon.